Godfrey Tsenengamu was recognized for his efforts in advocating for anti-corruption measures and transparency in Zimbabwe. Despite facing backlash from within the party, he gained recognition for his courage in exposing corruption and holding accountable those involved in corruption practices. Tsenengamu's outspokesness and determination to fight against corruption earned him respect and admiration from many individuals and groups who appreciated his commitment, transparent and good governances. But today we woke up to shocking news that he is quitting politics, and today he's joining us here at SlyMedia TV. Mr. Tsenengamu, thank you for joining us here at SlyMedia TV. We want to understand, why are you quitting politics now after so many years in that path?
Yeah, I understand that a lot of people are not appreciating the rationale behind my decision as to why I've decided to quit politics like now. But I will explain a bit so that people get to understand the motivation behind that decision. You know, I joined politics 24 years ago. When I was 17, I was a teenager then. I had dreams and aspirations of what I intended to do in life, what I would want to achieve in life. And one of those aspirations was to be able to serve selflessly, to be able to be useful and helpful in the lives of other people. Because I grew up in an environment of lack, of utmost poverty, where we would always get assistance from strangers. I grew up as an orphan. My parents died and left us nothing. So I lived a very harsh life. So I grew up with this intention to want to make a difference, to be able to impact positively on other people's lives. And because of the values that were taught to us by our parents, I easily found myself falling in love with socialism as an ideology. And back then, when I looked around, I just found the ZANU-PF to be with an ideology that was close to socialism. And when I joined the ZANU-PF, for me, it was an opportunity, not for primitive accumulation of wealth, or for me to acquire power, but for me it was an opportunity to save my people, to save my community, and to save my country. So along the way, I did a lot of things that when I take time to reflect, I would say that there are positives and there are also negatives. So I took time to look back, say, what is it that I've achieved in the past 24 years? I was in ZANU-PF. I got expelled twice. I got suspended twice for vouching for what I think was right. Until a time when I thought that I had to form our own political party, the Front for Economic Emancipation in Zimbabwe, with the same objective, to be able to serve selflessly. But then I took time to reflect, to introspect, have a deep soul-searching moments, asking myself tough questions. Have I been able to achieve that which I set out to achieve? Am I closer to my dreams? Am I closer to my aspirations or not? And I came to the realization that in the process, I've lost myself. I've lost my vision. I've lost everything that I wanted to achieve in the first place. So I then decided to say, okay, fine. I might end up thinking that all these people around me are bad. Because if you recall, I had some clashes with Maimjuru. I had some clashes with President Mugabe. I had some clashes with the President Mnangagwa. Why? Because when I get involved in something, I get into something nemoyo. And I'll be doing things from my heart. And well, Saka, you then discover what we were planning together, what we were agreeing on, and what somebody then goes to do are two different things. And I would then take a position to say, this is not right. Because my conscience will be telling me that, no, this is not what you went out to achieve. So I would then end up having altercations with almost everybody. Then I say to myself, are all these people wrong? Or it is me who is wrong? Then you realize that whatever that these people are doing is what really people call politics. They are being selfish. They are not being honest. They indicate left, they turn right. They push their own interests at the expense of the masses. They seek to have power just for the sake of it. They seek to accumulate wealth more than what they need. And that goes against my values. That goes against my principles. So I then say to myself, should I continue to be in this field when I'm seeing it by myself that I'm not being able to achieve that which I set out to achieve in the first place? So that is, in short, the motivation behind my decision to say, no, I have to go back to the drawing board and ask myself, what is it really that I intended to achieve? Is it only through politics that I can serve the people, that I can serve the community, that I can be able to achieve that which I set out to achieve? And I came to a realization that there are so many avenues of serving the people and of achieving whatever that one wants to achieve. So basically, that's the reason behind my decision to quit politics. It's really because I've come to a realization and I've accepted that my values, my principles stand in my way of becoming a successful politician, because that which I must do to be successful and that which I do or stand for are always contradicting.
Okay, you said that you mentioned and we all understand that you have been in ZANU-PF during the former President Robert Mugabe era. What are the things that you can say exactly I was disagreeing with things that have been happening in that party? Would you care to disclose?
Yeah, no, I'm free to say it out because it's already in the public domain. You remember from 2015 up to 2017, I was arrested a good 5 times for being open and frank because I was taught to be open by my parents. You just have to be open and to be principled. So I was very open to President Mugabe on that. I was not in agreement with the way that he was handling the succession issue in the party, how he had been promoting tribalism within the party, how he had been running the country on regional basis, how he had allowed his comrades and even some members of his family, his relatives, to have unwarranted access to national resources at the expense of the majority. So this is what prompted me to stand up to President Mugabe and said, no, you are our Moses. I believe you have played your part. You have done so well, but no, you are fallible. You have done certain things in a good way, but you have also done certain things in the wrong way. I think it's time that you step aside and allow somebody to take over. And I was very open that that somebody has to be President Mnangagwa, because by then, with Vice President Mnangagwa, we could sit and discuss on what was going wrong and what we thought should be corrected. And we had that agreement that the country has to go in a certain direction. And that was the reason why I went all out, sacrificing everything about me, doing everything that I could to support the ascendance of President Mnangagwa to power, because I believe that he was also going to do things differently. Also, having been very close to President Mugabe, he saw what he did right and also saw what he did wrong. And from the discussion that we were having during that period, it seemed like he was the right person to take over from President Mugabe. That's what motivated me to support him and go all out to support his bid to be the next president.
So are you still supporting him now, President Emmerson Mnangagwa?
I have no personal problems with him. I don't hate him. I love him. And I think he has done some good things, even from the time he started engaging in politics to this day. But I think I don't agree to a good number of things that he's doing. So I disagree with the way he's doing a lot of things, the way he has handled corruption. Because when we were sitting down with him, then he made some of us to believe that he will deal with corruption effectively. But it has turned out to be something else. I don't also agree with the way he has been allowing foreigners to come and take away all our resources. Zimbabwe is rich in terms of resources, but we continue to be poor. I also don't agree with the way he has handled issues of tribalism, of regionalism, because I have a feeling that now we have reversed tribalism. During President Mugabe's time, we had the Mazezuru and Kongarebo wave. Now we have the Karangas and Kongarebo wave. So he has replaced the Zezuru tribalism with the Karanga tribalism. When I supported him, I didn't look at him as a Karanga. I looked at him as a national leader, as a person who can be a president, a unifier, somebody who can bring all the people together. So I also don't agree with him wanting to compensate white commercial farmers. I have a number of things that I don't agree with him in terms of his leadership and how he has been governing Zimbabwe. But it's really nothing personal. For me, it's about what we used to discuss and what we used to agree on and the way that he has chosen. But like you can do all that you can to prop up somebody or to support somebody to ascend it to a certain position, either as a councillor, an MP, or a president. But you don't have control over what they will do with that power that you would have helped them to acquire. So I've said to myself, well, this is what he thinks he has to do. If I was in position, I would have wanted to do things differently. Remember when he came back, almost everybody said, no, let's give this man a chance. What he said and what then came out and what he promised are different things. So this is where I just differ with President Mnangagwa. But I respect him as a freedom fighter, as my father, as a leader. I may have said certain nasty things about him in public, or maybe it was because of, sometimes you become emotional and you then realize, no, I should not have said one, two things. But yeah, he's there as our president. I have respect for him as the president, though I do not disagree with the majority of the things that he has been doing in his presidency.
Okay, Mr. Tsenengamu, let's go back to you quitting politics. Recently, we have heard Advocate N Chamisa, the former president of Citizens Coalition for Change, saying that he was also quitting politics. Is that the trend that you are also following?
No, I'm not joining Advocate Nelson Chamisa. This is me. I joined politics with my own dreams, with my own aspirations. I've had deep soul-searching moments. I've taken time to reflect, to introspect. Like I said, what I've noted vis-a-vis what I intended to achieve are basically the reasons why I have opted out of politics. Advocate Chamisa has got his own reasons. I don't think he has quit. I don't think he has left politics. I think he has resigned from his position within the Triple C, and because we have seen a lot of people going around doing a number of things in his name, and it seems he's still there. Maybe he wants to come up with something different or to do things differently. But in my case, I'm no longer going to get myself involved in politics. I will not be pushing any political agenda. I will not be representing any political party, a faction, or a group that has political interest. I'm going to get myself involved in totally different issues. I will not be commenting. No, I will be commenting no more on politics privately or publicly, even on my social media platforms. I'll be doing different things and disengaging totally from politics. I have no intentions of going back to politics.
Okay, we are seeing opposition politicians or opposition political leaders, including yourself, quitting politics. Can we say opposition politics in Zimbabwe is going towards a demise, or we are heading a one-party state?
No, I don't think that opposing politics is going into a demise, or that we have a one-party state. No. I believe we have a number of opposition politicians out there. We have more than 100 political parties. Zimbabwe is a multi-party democracy. Tsenengamu is quitting today. Somebody will rise before day. And like as an individual, I've disengaged. But the party I was part of continues to exist. It has a constitution, it has an ideology, it has its it still continues to exist. It's up to those who are in that party to decide who is going to be their leader, because it was not a personal property that when I go with it. No, it's still there. So opposition politics will continue. Leaders will rise, leaders will fall, others will step aside, or others come forward. So I think that's the beauty of democracy. People will continue to be in politics and do politics and champion for whatever that they think they have to champion for. But as for me, I'm just quitting because I think that there are far more worthy cause than empty political posturing, which does not produce any results, which is just rhetoric, which is full of fake people, giving each other false hope, exploiting each other, hoodwinking each other, and not being genuine to the cause of the people that you would have said you want to serve. So basically, it's about me as an individual quitting. The party still exists, and more other parties are still in existence.
Okay, I understand you were also moving with the Kasuku Movement when he wanted to contest for the previous elections. Can you confirm?
Yes, I worked with Comrade Kasuku when he indicated that he wanted to stand as an independent presidential candidate, and I was appointed his national convener responsible for mobilization and organization until the time he was legally elbowed out. That is when our political relationship ended.
Sorry, did you say legally or illegally?
No, they used legal frameworks to say he doesn't qualify to contest. Well, I have a lot to say about it, but because I don't want to delve much into politics as someone who has already said I'm quitting politics. That's why I'm saying he was legally elbowed out. Whether it was right or not right is something for those who remain engaged in politics. But my position is that I worked with him, and we had a very good working relationship as his national convener. But once he was elbowed out, then there was no other platform where we had to continue to work together. Because remember, he was not fronting a political party, he was an independent presidential candidate. So that relationship ended then.
But as his national convener, then was that fair on him to be said that he was not going to contest in the previous elections?
Yeah, like I said, for me it was not right. It was a way of taking away his rights, not wanting him to contest, which I don't think was fair. He should have been given the chance to contest and allow people to have a say on who they were going to prefer as their next president. But well, that is already water under the bridge. We cannot turn back the hands of time that is already gone. I think what is most important is for people to look forward and start planning for what's going to come, especially for those who are remaining in politics. And that is if he continues to have that aspiration to be the president. So I think he's there. He will come out and talk to his followers and talk to his supporters on his next move. But as for me, I'm quitting politics. He remains a brother. We no longer have a working political relationship because I'm no longer in politics, but we come from the same area. And I will not shy away from talking to him, because in what I'm going to be doing, I will be talking with everybody, including President Mnangagwa. I would talk to him, including Advocate Chamisa, including Maduku, including Masarira, including anybody. I would talk with every Zimbabwean, because that which I will be going out to do requires the input from every corner. So I will maintain relations with those I had relations with before, and if there is need to build bridges and restore certain relationships that had gone bad, I will be doing that for the sake of what I'm going to do, which I think are far more worth causes than politics that had caused us not to be in good books.
Okay, lastly, Mr. Tsenengamu, how has been your journey like working with Mr. Sefia Kasuku? I understand you also been working with him during the Mugabe era when he was the ZANU-PF political commissar. And there are some things which you said you were not agreeing with during that time. How has been your journey working with him?
Yeah, no, I had a good time working with him from my days as when I came into Mount Darwin from my rural home in Rushinga. He was the MP in Mount Darwin South. So as a youth leader, rising from the cell branch to the district, I was youth chairman in his constituency. And whenever I was being elected to be a provincial member, to be a leader, even at national level, I was being elected using the slot from Mount Darwin South constituency, which was his constituency. But we were not always agreeing. We had our own disagreements. I would not agree with certain things that he used to do then, including the time when I went publicly to support our President Mnangagwa as candidature, as successor to President Mugabe. I agree to the concept of indigenization, but also had some disagreements in terms of the model that these comrades were using. I agree to the concept also of youth empowerment, as he was also the youth minister, but I did not also agree with the model that these comrades were using, which also prompted me not to apply for youth funds, even at a point when he gave provincial youth chairpersons some capital. I said, as a youth leader, I'm not going to take that money because I stand for young people who are behind me. If I benefit first as a leader, then I won't be able to push for them because I would have taken everything for myself. So there were a number of issues that I disagreed with him, but I'm one person who doesn't keep grudges. After everything that we disagreed as two individuals, I still talk to him. Even when I was in ZANU PF, after he had ran away into exile, I would call him, checking on him, because to me, he is a brother. So when I disagree with somebody, I normally don't take it personal. It's about that particular matter that we have disagreed on, but we can still work together on these other issues. Like I've told you, I may have problems with President Mugabe on a number of with President Mnangagwa on a number of issues, but that doesn't make him my enemy. I don't hate him. I've seen Zimbabweans coming to a point of saying, "I wish him dead. I wish so and so dead." I don't think that's right. So for me, whatever that we disagree on, yes, let's stick to that. But we can still work together on a number of issues. Like in conclusion, what I would want to say is, yes, I've disengaged from national politics, but I'm going to be championing for the genuine economic emancipation of Zimbabweans through the National Affirmative Action Assembly of Zimbabwe, which we registered around 2021 as an our political movement. I'm still going out to be pushing radically on the fight against corruption and looting in Zimbabwe. Not as a politician. I'm no longer a politician. I'm able to tackle corruption everywhere, be it in central government, be it in local government. There will be no sacred cows, because if you are to attend to a corruption with political motives, you may victimize certain people because of their political affiliation, or opt not to deal with certain matters because dzinenge dzaitwa nehama dzako. So from now on, going into the future, I have three things that I'll be doing: tackling corruption and looting, advocating vigorously for the economic emancipation of the indigenous majority, ensuring that Zimbabweans have got equal access to economic resources and opportunities so that we can deal with poverty and a number of issues that are affecting a lot of people. Then the third issue is because of my background, because of what I went through, I would want to take this opportunity to reciprocate the love that I got from my community as an orphan, from strangers who helped to clothe me, who helped to pay my fees, who helped to house me at my times of need. So these three causes require me not to be pushing them on a political platform, because in our politics there is a lot of toxicity, there is a lot of polarization. Our politics is naturally divisive. You cannot be able to interact with everybody because of a political tag that you will be having. But now I'm a free man. I can go to wherever, see President Mnangagwa, see Advocate Chamisa, talk to this, talk to that, work with everybody to make sure that whatever that I'm doing for the sake of the people that I intend to serve really get served without any problem. So basically, that's what I will be doing. Politics normal.